I want to preface this video by saying that I have been living in Mexico City for just over 2.5 years. I've traveled around Mexico quite a lot. I've been to 14 of the 31 states. I love it. I love Mexico. A lot of it is chaos at times. It's not the easiest place to travel, but I love it. So going to Tijuana for the first time a couple of weeks ago, I was apprehensive for sure because, like a lot of people who've never been to Tijuana before, you've probably heard bad stuff about it. Over the years, especially probably in the last previous 10 or 15 years ago, it had a really bad reputation. There was a lot of issues with drugs. A lot of American military personnel used to cross the border just to do things that they probably shouldn't have done. So I don't really know I didn't know what to expect when we went there. I'd read a lot of stuff recently about a sort of culinary revival there. There's tons of craft beer. Some of my favorite craft beers that I drink here in Mexico City come from Tijuana. So I just wanted to see it for myself. You know, we booked 2 days in Tijuana. We stayed a couple of blocks away from Avenida Revolucion, which is like kind of the main strip in Tijuana. And when we got there, it was almost like we were looking for things to be like a little bit off. We dropped our bags off. It was midday, maybe it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And we walked around and we were kind of like, wait a minute, we need to like shake the mentality that we've brought here. So we kind of just looked at it like we would have looked at any other city or small town or other place in Mexico that we were visiting for the first time. And downtown Tijuana is not that different to a lot of other downtown areas that I've been to in Mexico. If you go to certain parts of Mexico City, certain parts of Guadalajara, places that I was around in Chiapas, and even parts of Oaxaca. It's a low city. A lot of the buildings are very low. There's a lot of taco places. There's a lot of street vendors. The only big difference was that there was a lot of English. There was a lot of places with signs outside that were accepting US dollars. We would walk past souvenir shops and people would talk to us in English. So that was really the biggest thing that we noticed versus like other parts of Mexico. We took probably more precautions in Tijuana than we would have, or that we usually do in other places. We took Ubers at night. It was really cheap, a couple of dollars each way to go from, one end of Avenida Revolucion back to like where we were staying, or to some of the other neighborhoods. But really, I felt perfectly safe there. We stayed in kind of the touristy areas. We visited things during the day. We checked out craft beer bars. We went to a really cool food park called Telefonica, which you'll see later in the video. And we had a great time. 2 days in Tijuana was good enough for me to sample a bunch of the craft beer bars, of which there are, nearly 2 on every corner, and have some really good food. We walked to the border to see what it was like because we flew in and out of Tijuana, so we didn't cross the border. But yeah, walking across the border, it feels a little bit sketchy. There's some maybe places that you wouldn't want to go past at night. But otherwise, I really had a great time, and I would recommend anybody who loves craft beer, who's maybe passing through to go to Ensenada, or you live near the border in the US, give it a chance. It's really cool. I hope this gives you a better idea of what it really looks like there, and you get to see some of the cool craft beer bar spots and some of the really good food that we had. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you never miss a Mexico video or any other travel videos for that matter. Thanks as always for watching, guys. Bye.